Now we come to Movie Mood. Movie Mood is the emotional Bible. It's about understanding how you feel, managing how you feel, and expressing how you feel. In this workbook, we go through lots of exercises. Actually, the thickest book that we have. I love Emotional Intelligence. It's one of my absolute favorites. It kind of recaps on the art of positive thinking, about the emotional scale, about how things actually work. But before that, it goes into what is emotional intelligence and how our brains are wired and why we sometimes have those emotional hijackings and our triggers that we do tend to experience. Talks about what's high emotional intelligence, what's low emotional intelligence, and gets us as an understanding of, right, emotional intelligence is actually something that we need to learn. In fact, we don't really learn it until we're older or we come across it, but it's something that we all need to understand. The more emotionally intelligent that we can be, the further we get in life, the better we are as people, and the better we are to connect and interact with others and to help people. So emotions and your goals is the next chapter, and then again it talks about your emotional guidance system with the emotional scale and recapping on that. But it dives down further into the emotional scale, and it starts to then categorize the emotions into the sad, the mad, the scared, stress, borderline, knowing, and bliss. And it helps us to then identify how we're actually feeling. There's an exercise in there, the emotional dictionary. Let's dive down deeper into those emotions, the resisting emotions. What are they? What does it feel like? What are the sort of thoughts and feelings in our body? And how do I then identify those emotions quickly? What does that mean to me? And it goes through, it's quite a big exercise, and I highly recommend you do it. We've put an example in there of what the potential emotion might be, but that's from like our experience. The best thing for you to do is to have a look and see, well, what does that emotion mean to you? Describe it, and then the next time you experience it, you will know exactly that that's the emotion that you're actually feeling in that moment. Once we've gone through that emotional dictionary, it starts into self-awareness techniques, which is then around how do I really pinpoint how I'm feeling. So I know what it is when I'm feeling it, but how do I know, how do I actually slow myself down to recognize when I'm feeling that? And that can be a really hard thing. So these exercises: stop judging your emotions, get curious, think about your triggers, what's your body telling you. These are all exercises to do. Feel emotions in your body. Do you holler? Do you hide? Your lifetime line, beginner's mind, understanding the impact of your emotions, become the witness self, your values, 360-degree life review, understanding your personality profile. All exercises within that chapter in order to help you understand, what am I feeling? Then we move into the techniques of self-management. So self-management techniques are, all right, now that I know what I'm feeling, how do I actually start to manage how I feel? So self-management, because you could be as self-aware as anything, but if you don't actually know how to change the way that you feel, then nothing actually changes. You just go around going, yeah, I know I'm like that, but I don't know how to change it. So it goes through different techniques, from mindfulness to meditation to breathing, to taking responsibility, to mentors, so to influences, to sleep, law of polarity, visioneering, lots of language, lots of things in there. And again, the idea is not to overwhelm yourself with all these exercises. Go and do them and reflect on them, and then put an action plan in place as to how you're going to implement that into your everyday life. And there is, in the next section, you can then choose the different exercises that you're going to actually implement into your everyday life to work on your self-awareness and to work on your self-management exercises and awareness. So releasing build-up emotions. So this can be a really great exercise when we're holding some resentment, or we have some people in our life that really trigger us a lot. and part of that is to it's a forgiveness exercise, and it goes deeper into just a normal forgiveness exercise. It talks about gratitude as well, not just forgiving the person and writing a letter and talking about that, but also getting grateful for the experience, about what you actually experienced. That can be a very hard thing to do, but most people stop at forgiveness. It's like, yeah, I forgive you, and then see you later. But if you don't pivot and then go, well, actually, I'm grateful to experience that, because without that, I wouldn't have done blah, blah, blah. That's really a thing that you could you go and move yourself up the emotional scale even further into appreciation, and you start seeing the divine purpose for why you've experienced something in your life. Again, it can be hard to go through. Don't force it, but just see what comes up when you go through these exercises. Once you get to that, and you've then at the end, you've got your plan that you then start to create, and make sure that you're working through that each and every day. So there you go. There's Move Your Mood. Make sure you're working on it. Just find 15 minutes a day and implement the exercises and work on your emotional intelligence.